Hey guys, bit of a late live stream today, late in the evening, but I'm going to hit different time slots just to see who's on board, who's listening. So if you're watching this live stream, please, if you could help me out a bit, would really be appreciated. If you could just, hey James. You could just put your country or your city. You don't have to tell me exactly where you live, and just put the time. Like if it's 7 o'clock at night, or 10 o'clock at night, or 1 o'clock in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the morning. If you could just put your city and your or just your country, if you don't want to disclose your city, and just the time, that would be that'd really help me out, because I'm trying to just vary the time slots so I can hit different times, because not everyone can get to the live streams when I host them. So by finding the best time for people, hopefully I can get those people to listen to it and they can get some value from it. So that would really help me out. So in this live stream, I'm just going to do a RevShare roundup of my accounts. I'm going to show you my accounts, inside my accounts, and then I'm just going to talk about a couple of things which are going to be very interesting, that you're going to want to know about. I guess not directly related to making money online, but it's sort of along the same sort of path as sort of we're traveling on, So, so if you could just do that, that'd be awesome. Mark in Florida, so it's 7:50 a.m. I'm assuming. Yep. James at in the UK, 12:53 p.m. That's probably in the Arvo, in the afternoon. JT from Philippines. Hey brother, it's 8:53 p.m. So you're an hour ahead, JT. So cool, awesome. And if you're on YouTube, if you could just shout out. If not, that's all good. But so these are my accounts. I've got 778 ad packs in NPCA and 514 referrals. I've got a ton of active referrals, which is I've never, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just Bitcoin, I've got a ton of referrals, and they just, I just very grateful I got those people on board, and they're making money, Our group's pumping, they're on fire. So, I'm sort of buying about 12 to 16 ad packs a day. I'm withdrawing them, one Bitcoin out, and I'm putting one Bitcoin back in. 100% purchase new ad packs, okay? I'm not withdrawing and keeping the money at all. I want to get to 1,300 packs as fast as possible. So I estimate maybe late March, maybe sooner, and I've earned 36 Bitcoin. I've explained in my other videos what I mean by that. By taking it out and put it back in, then you can 3x your earning potential, according to the rules. Just go to NPCA and go down to details, and I explain the pools. And that's what I mean. You don't really have to worry about it only until you're sort of going to start to withdraw. But and keeping the money, but I'm just withdrawing and putting it back in. That's just me, okay? You can do either strategy. So this is my NPA account. I've got 1,379 ad packs and over $103,523.69 in earnings. This account here is roughly making me, who's to guess, I don't know, probably $1,400 a day in earnings, maybe about that, maybe 16, about 1,400 or 1,300, I don't know, but it's well over 1,000. And this is my 24-hour account. These numbers are slightly incorrect, because the script has been since I got a new script, and I think when the hackers messed up with the database, or some of the information came over and didn't come over incorrectly. So this commission is incorrect. My personal commissions, last time I looked at it, was I think it was 13,000 plus 2,000, so I'd be well over 20,000 in my personal commissions, only, like, referral commissions. And the payouts probably accurate, 54,000 in payouts, and referrals 76 active, 196 inactive. So there's probably 7 threes, 20, yeah, about a third are active out of the total third. I got 200 and something referrals, yeah, so about that, I think so, who knows. So they're the ad packs, 100, and 106 in the $75 ad packs. So the earnings have been slowed down because they're having to play with the cron job in My24, and prior to the hacking, and then when they were still with ProX Script, I was getting a lot. So I've only got 159. I'd get like maybe triple this per day, maybe with double, I don't know, but it was way more than this a day. But now they got this new script. They're having to play with the cron job, and latest update with Drew Burton said that they're trying to get it to 5 to 7% per day, depending on the ad packs. That's probably the lower end of the ad packs will be that, and the higher end would probably be maybe 3.8 at the higher end of 75 ad packs. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but it's going to be faster. But then I think they can do that because they've got the repurchase rule in place. So even though that's actually what they're paying out, they're also going to hold more with the repurchase rule, meaning it means you'll earn faster, you can take out a little bit more, but because with the repurchase rule in place, I guess it's like, yeah, you're going to earn more, but we're going to keep more. So that's just my opinion on it. But once they lift the repurchase rule up to 40-60, and you're earning say 5% per day, that's going to be, I think that'll be the sweet spot, and that's going to be very attractive to when you try to promote My24. And there's so many different variables involved, referral commissions, and then you got Bitcoin price. The price of Bitcoin right now is 889 and 46 cents. So there's going to be so many different fluctuations, but I think it could be a good thing, because obviously they're trying to make My24 different. Like, they're trying to make it more unique, and I'm actually quite pleased that My24 is coming back. Once they drop once the 800k or something drops out of Payzar, people are going to get excited, and that's in March. So it's only a month and a half away, 2 months away. So not long at all. And there's already 250,000 got paid out in the last few days. So I think once they get the things ironed out through the script and the cron job and a few other little creases that they got to iron out, My24 is going to really come back pumping. And once they lift the repurchase rule again to something like 70-30 or 60-40, it's going to be way more attractive to people that want to come back in. So this is a minute little toy today. I thought it was really cool. And these mosquitoes, this is my pet hate in Thailand, mosquitoes. I hate them. And this thing's like a tennis racket, and it's got like little buttons on the side. It's even got, actually I'll show you, it's even got a light on it. Here it is here. And you press the little button, and it's like a electric kind of it's really cool. And then it's got a light as well, if you can see. Probably can't see that. That's the light, to just see what you're swatting. And you press this little button on here on the side here, and then it puts a electric charge through this thing here. So once you get the mosquito and you shoo it or you swat it, simultaneously you press this button, and it sends a charge through this, and it goes, and I love the sound of that. so awesome watching a mosquito fry, because they are the most annoying insect or thing on earth, in my opinion. So, I'm happy I got my little toy. But what else did I wanted to say? I'm getting a lot of people messaging me about just ad packs in general, and growing your account. And there's a lot of people in NPA that are just started this journey. My honest opinion is, when I started NPA, right, we restarted NPA, and I maxed out NPA, and after I got the seed money back, I got about 1,250 back in seed money. Then I added some more. I just kept on building for 10 months. I hardly withdrew anything. I think I would draw it out maybe $100, $100 here, $100 there. I'd go and buy a Happy Meal with it. Just get some validation happening, because I was like, okay, I've worked so hard. Go buy myself a Happy Meal, get those endorphins, endorphin rush, blah blah blah, and then just get back to build my account, and that's really, really important, because you have to build your account. I watch a lot of people in NPA in the groups, and there's some people that obviously they're getting to the point where they're satisfied with their income, and if they're happy with $100 a day, or they're happy with $50 a day, then more power to them. But in my opinion, if you're going to come into this program, you got to aim for the max, and it's only $200 a day. I say it's only $200 a day, but if the ceiling right now is $200 USD a day that you can withdraw max, then that's what you should be aiming for, right? You shouldn't be thinking like, I only want $50 a week out of this, or $100 a week, or $50 a day out of it. You shouldn't be thinking like that, right? Because you're thinking too small. And I watched many people in NPA, and they get to sort of 300, 400 ad packs, and then they're starting to take out like $400 or $500 a week, right? And then I see those same people in 2 or 3 months later, and they're still at 200 or 300 ad packs, or 400 ad packs. Their account never grows, is because they're taking out too much money. They're withdrawing too much money, and their account is never going to grow. If you think of it this way, it's like a seed you're planting in the ground, and then once the seed germinates, it gets into a small tree, and then it eventually it matures, and then it starts to bear fruit. If you take out too many, if you start this thing's only say a foot out of the ground, and you're already starting to pick leaves off it, it's never going to get to a point where it's a full mature tree, and you can pick off ripe fruit off it every day, right? And it just comes back down to patience. These people don't want to wait. They don't want to see the thing grow. They don't want to. They don't have the patience to grow their account. But if you're happy with $50 a week, $200 or $300 a week, knock yourself out. But in my opinion, why do that when you can aim for the ceiling and take out $200 a day? It's only $200 a day, right? So that's what you should be aiming for. That's what you should be aiming for when every single program that you come in. You want to be you want to max out the program, and you want to get the most value out of the program. You want to keep on referring people. But you don't want to come into the program and half-ass anything, right? You want to come in the program and get the max out that you can do it. Because if you do that, and you're patient enough, and you work the program and how it should be worked, you can leave your job if you want to. I'm a perfect example of that, right? So, so there's a lot of conversations that are happening right now in this space, and a lot of people message me and say, can you give me a time frame? What should I do? And that's my advice to everyone. Be patient, grow your account, add funds regularly, as in purchase ad packs with fresh funds. It's not just the wham bam, thank you ma'am, hit and run. You dump in $300 and you expect to pull out $200 a day out of it in as soon as possible. It doesn't happen that way, right? You're going to have to continually buy ad packs with fresh money. And that's how it works. And that's, if you want to max your account and get to the point where you're making out $200 a day with NPA, right? What you got to do is do not withdraw. Try not to withdraw. Only take enough money out to get a Happy Meal, right? Knock yourself out at McDonald's. Then add fresh funds with, get outside money and buy ad packs, refer as many people as you can, because every time you refer someone, they're 10%, blah 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 blah. It all helps. All these little pennies help, right? And after 6 months, you look at how much you've earned in referral commissions. That's money that you never took out of your pocket, that you didn't have to spend because it came from referral commissions. Even though $1 here, 50 cents there, $1 there, and build a small team of about 10 or 15 people. That's really all you need, but you need those people to be active and committed to the program, and that's really all you need to max this out fast. Is only 10 or 15 committed people that are committed to clicking the ads, 10 ads a day, that are committed to just basically doing what you're doing, buying new pad packs. And if they do that long enough, they'll reach your level of success, right? Even if you're at 300 or 400 ad packs. To most people online, they never made this sort of money ever in their life. So if they can see you doing it, and you meet up with these people, you talk to them on Facebook, Skype. If not, you see them physically in person. You meet up for a coffee. You talk about stuff, and then you get down to business, and it becomes really fun, because you're connecting with people on a much deeper level, and you're helping these people change their lives, right? And your life will be also changed in the process. Another thing too, once you get people on board on your rev share, like I'm specifically talking about MPA, help them in the process, because I recommend you use Bitcoin. So use Bitcoin, have your Bitcoin in Coin Payments Gateway. But the thing is, right, you should be doing everything out of Coin Payments, in my opinion. You can use other external wallets, but once you start doing multiple rev shares, like I do 3 rev shares, I just showed you the rev shares that I do. I only do 3 rev shares. I've got a lot of payments coming in and out of that constantly, right? And the reason why I use Coin Payments as the wallet that I store some of my Bitcoin in is because I couldn't be bothered copying and pasting and getting the right amount and all that sort of bullshit, right? I just want to automate it in a fast way. And if you've got a Coin Payments account, right, so has many of the admins, because they, that script all ties in with Coin Payments. The deposits, they use the Coin Payments API, so it's just it only makes sense. Obviously, you can't fund with Coin Payments, so then this is the other issue you're going to have with people jumping on board. You have to help those people, and all the different countries are all different. Like, we're going to have a webinar, our next webinar on Monday. We're going to talk about wallets and different platforms that you can fund, because not everyone's different. Bangladesh, you can't buy Bitcoin, right? China's, they're trying to ban it, I guess. They're trying to ban it. India, they can't get enough of the stuff. They're burning their fiat, and they want Bitcoin. And then you got Venezuela that is banning Bitcoin. The economy's going down the shit tube, and the government wants to. They want to control the currency, and people are getting jack of it, and now they're looking at Bitcoin as a real alternative. And then you've got all these other countries that are looking at Nigeria as an example as well, Uganda, that are looking at as really looking at crypto as a more of a viable option than something like fiat, because of how they can transfer money with low fees. How it's accessible, how Bitcoin and other cryptos are accessible to people in those sort of countries. They don't need no bank accounts or any permission by any government body. They just get a Bitcoin account and they're happy days. So these are all happening right now. There's so many things happening in the crypto space. It's incredible. There's always something new, and it's just not just about Bitcoin, right? There's other cryptocurrencies as well. Most of them are shit, but Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin it's something like 350,000 transactions, and I think it's every 3 months 1 million new wallets are created, as in 1 million new people are using Bitcoin every 3 months. So if you're talking about market share or mass adoption, Bitcoin is it. Right now, nothing comes closer. And so all these things are happening in the cryptocurrency space, and it's only going to jack the price of Bitcoin up. It's slowly going back up now, and there's a lot of things at play. People try to manipulate it, but it's slowly going up. So this probably leads to my next question. I was going to lead into about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Yeah, when people see, like, especially people in the RevShare space, they see cryptocurrency as just, I'm only going to use cryptocurrency because I can save fees. Like they were using PayPal. Obviously, we know that happened with the PayPal crunch. They don't want anything to do with RevShare, so then people migrated to Payzar. And when that transition happened, Payzar were picking up 10,000 new clients a day from PayPal, and a whole bunch of these people, I wouldn't say all just internet marketers, but a lot of internet marketers said, screw PayPal, I'm going to go and open up a Payzar account. So we got used to using Payzar, and it was had some sort of security. We could then everyone was charging back when RevShares failed, and that was getting messy. But now people are going looking into Bitcoin because of the low fees. But then that's about the extent of the thinking of people that were using Bitcoin, right? All they see is Bitcoin is just I can save, instead of paying 3% plus transaction fees with Payzar, I can use Bitcoin and only pay 2 cents or whatever, right? This is I guess it just came from lack of knowledge and lack of knowing what Bitcoin is actually really, what it really is. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the greatest invention since the internet, right? And if you really dive into Bitcoin and look at what it represents a new world order. And this brings me to my next point. I got an email, a comment on one of my posts, and I just thought nothing of it. I just thought, oh yeah, just another bloody stupid link, which I'll show you what it is, and I want to explain this because it's for those people that just think Bitcoin is just just another processor you can get money in and out. You're wrong. You're totally wrong. So if I can find this post. This is the post here. So Hank, he sent me this post, and when I first looked at it, I just thought, what is this BS? I even said to him, mate, what is this about, before I delete it. And then I actually watched the video, right? It's 2 hours long. There's 3 parts to it, 3 videos to it. And this basically goes into, how the Federal Reserve works, how the US is created these, what they're doing, and what they, the whole thing of, creating the Federal Reserve is to basically, it's just modern day slavery, right? They create the Federal Reserve, and then they can just, log into their, the banks can just log into their computers and then type in, a couple more digits and just create money out of thin air, right? So this is it really opened my eyes. I'll leave the link to this YouTube video, first of all, if you don't know what the Federal Reserve is and how it's the biggest scam ever, right? This is created to control people, right? And this is the reason why America can, give so many billions of dollars to aid all over the world. In exchange, right, they're not just giving out free money, they want something back, right? And that's how they control countries, and in turn put those countries into debt, and then once they have those countries into debt, then they can then control them and pull and leech them of their resources, primarily oil and a whole bunch of natural resources, and keeps that company in debt, enslaved, so then they can basically go in there and take what they want. But it's very interesting around, and this is a long video, so watch it in its full entirety when you have the time. And look, it at the end of it, I watched till about 7/8 of it. Towards the end, it goes on about how they're creating on this this whole they can create this whole new system, right, that doesn't rely on money, because money is just debt, right? But the thing is, they don't want to go to the system because there's too much profits. Once people have to pay for things, they're in debt, right? And that's how they enslave this the population. But there is one really opened my eye. This is it here. Okay, when this guy talks, he's a he used to work for the American government, right? And basically, I don't know whether he's just telling him how the American government works, right? And how they go into these countries. First of all, they try to persuade these leaders into meeting Americans' interests, right? Because America wants to control that country, bring in infrastructure, and there's a whole different, I guess, ways they do it, but they do it all, under the radar, right? To make it look like it's all legal. But it's very interesting, and then they go on. He goes on about the Iraq War, goes on about what happened in Panama, Ecuador, what happens in Nicaragua, all these countries that have had coups and have had things about what the American did, right? We're talking about the government here. We're talking about the people that actually control the banks, right? So it's very interesting, and this goes back to my whole point with a Bitcoin. Right now, suddenly you've got a cryptocurrency that can't be controlled, in the sense that people can buy Bitcoin and they can sell Bitcoin. Literally, they can sell it anywhere in the world and get access to their money. So, we're reaching a point in history that the people that have basically controlled this world for the last 2, 3, 4, 500 years, or ever since money was created, I guess, fiat currency was created, and the Federal Reserve, 80% of the wealth is controlled by 20% of the people, right? And then 20% of that, and 20% of that. So it's the elites that actually control everything. They own the banks. The World Bank is said to be owned by America. Blah 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 blah. So the whole point and the whole, I guess, of this live stream is to that Bitcoin is much more than just something like a digital currency, right? It's much more than that, because now people can get access to their money. They don't have to worry about banks. They don't have to worry about governments controlling and shutting the banks down so that no one can actually access their money. Now with Bitcoin, there's no borders, and people can literally sell their money, sell their Bitcoin, and get money for it, literally on any platform, anywhere in the world, using a smartphone, right? And literally anyone can get a Bitcoin wallet. They don't need credentials from a bank, right? So it's a unique time in history that we've come to the crossroads with, and I think it's really exciting. But watch this video, because if you don't understand how money works, right, and how they create, because what they're doing is, when they print a money, they're printing debt, right? It has to be paid, but that debt is not being paid. Like, it's never being paid, because every time they print new money, it's more debt that has to be paid, right? So it's very interesting. If you don't understand how money is created and how they enslave the population, watch this video. It's very eye-opening, and it's gonna make you think different on who is really controlling the world, and what the world is all about. Because based on this video, and I've only watched one of it, I'll watch the next two later, all it's got to do with is power and money, right? Profits, right? That's all they care about, and at the end of the day, they will make that profit at any expense. The lives don't matter, right? It doesn't matter. They'll just go in and start wars, kill people to make the profit, right? And it's very, very sad, but that's a reality of what is happening. So this is basically what I'll do is I'll put it here, and you guys can see it, and I'll pin the post. Yeah, who cares about America? You're right, Matthew Davis. But it's good education anyway, because the more you find out about how it all works, the more you get educated, the more you can, the more knowledge you have, then the more you you have knowledge. You'll be making smarter decisions, and I think that Bitcoin is going to give all of us an opportunity to really create a lot of wealth for us, certainly in the next, I'll be trying to acquire as much Bitcoin as I can before 2020, because experts are saying that sort of around 2020, once the next halving comes in, that they're going to be making 50% less Bitcoin, right? 50% less Bitcoin is going to be produced on every block. So that means that the way that Bitcoin is created, right, can only be created one way, and that's through mining, right? The miners create, they get a reward for mining the Bitcoin, and by actually mining the actual Bitcoin, it secures the whole network, right? So that's really their role. But so what they're going to do is in 2020, when the next halving comes, those miners are all going to, tens and thousands of miners and hundreds and thousands of miners, whoever's mining Bitcoin at the moment, right? Basically, it's like going to your boss, and then your boss says, well, I'm going to cut your wage. Today, you're going to get, 100% of your wage, and then tomorrow you're going to get 50% of your wage. That's it. So there's going to be 50% of the Bitcoin to go around less, right, of those people that are mining it. So miners it's going to be more cutthroat. There's going to be different technologies coming in, but the Bitcoin protocol is still going to be the same, but how they mine it, and how, I guess, the machinery and the software and technology will advance so much, and so will the price of Bitcoin as well. The price of Bitcoin is going to increase. I guess a lot of Bitcoin mining operations now, they don't just solely rely on Bitcoin mining. They also rely on crypto trading. They trade Bitcoins as well. So, but the thing is, they'll probably lose profits on. They won't make as much when the halving comes. But when the halving comes in 2020, the price of Bitcoins, it's not going to matter, because the price of Bitcoin is going to probably be, experts are predicting probably 10,000 a coin, maybe more, who knows, right? So that's why I'm acquiring as much Bitcoin as I can now, because once it reaches 10k, 15k a coin for one Bitcoin, which is so many thousands of Satoshis, it's going to be, those people that have got Bitcoin are going to be laughing all the way to the bank, right? So you can position yourself, educate yourself on as much as you can on Bitcoin, because when the time comes, there's going to be a lot of rich people. So there was one more thing I wanted to say. I can't remember. But have a look at that video. It's a long video, but it definitely is an eye opener. So thank you, Hank, for sending it to me, even though I thought it was spam in the first place. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've still got to get through the rest of it and watch the other two videos. I'm not so much into, you know, creating a free world and going, you know, that would be like a utopia and the ideal, even though we might have the technology to do it, but I don't see it happening, not in my lifetime, definitely not in my lifetime, because when you've got corporate greed and you've got these people that actually don't want people to use, they want you to use fossil fuels. The technology is there to have free energy, right? But they don't want you to, they want you to use fossil fuels, so because there's too much profit to be made, right? So if they can keep the masses, you know, basically dumb, right, they can make more profit. And it's all about corporate and greed, right? That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about profit and greed. So watch this video if you get some time. It's going to open your eyes. If not, it's all good. I just wanted to share some value with you guys, that's all. Subash, which do you suggest, My24 or MPCA? Well, my honest opinion, I think MPCA is a better option, right? And I'll explain why. Because MPCA deals directly with Bitcoin, right? You buy Bitcoin now, it's at $889.30 or whatever, right? But that, it will just work like a normal rev share, okay? There's no repurchase rule or anything. And you get paid out in true Bitcoin. So this is another thing that a lot of people don't understand. I want to touch on. When you buy Bitcoin, right? Let's just say I go and buy Bitcoin at $889.87. I get that one Bitcoin and I put it and I buy ad packs with MPCA. And, you know, it gives me a return, a daily return of, you know, whatever, right? And then I keep on repurchasing and buying ad packs until I can't buy any more. Then I get a payout, and then I think, just say theoretically, you know, I've got now 2 Bitcoin, right? And then I decided to sell that Bitcoin. What will happen is I do a withdrawal. When you do a withdrawal from MPCA to your wallet, you're not selling anything, right? All you're doing is transferring that 2 Bitcoin to your 2 Bitcoin wallet, right? But here's the thing. Let's just say the price of Bitcoin when you bought it. So anytime you buy Bitcoin, just write it down in a piece of paper or in a diary or something that you can look back. You might have a notepad that you have write all your notes on. Write down that Bitcoin price of when you bought it for. And then 2 or 3 months down the track, you know, you've figured out that you've multiplied that Bitcoin to 2 Bitcoin. Then you go and you want to sell it. So if it's at 890, that you bought it at 890 and you sell it for 1,000 USD, right? Okay. What you've made is you made $110 in the actual price fluctuation, right? And then, you know, whatever you've multiplied, just say you've accumulated another Bitcoin within the rev share. So you've accumulated 1 Bitcoin, and then the price of Bitcoin has also gone up. So you're gonna win 2 ways, right? But this is the thing: once you transfer that Bitcoin over to a wallet, it's still Bitcoin, right? It's still Bitcoin. If the price goes down to, you know, 800 USD, you haven't lost anything, all right? And this is the distinction that a lot of people, they make this error. They think they've lost. They have not lost anything, right? Because you haven't sold the Bitcoin at the current price. The price has dropped, right? But you haven't sold, so you haven't lost. You still got that 1 Bitcoin, right? And then, you know, 2 or 3 weeks later, it jumps back to 900, and it goes up again, right? So when you have the Bitcoin in your Bitcoin wallet and the price drops, you have not lost. People say they're losing money. They're not losing money because they haven't sold it. Once the price goes back up, and it might go up to 900. It might go to 1,000 USD, and you sold it for 890. If you sell it at now, you've made a profit of $110. That's what basically trading is, right? Buy low, sell high, right? So just understand that once the Bitcoin is in your account and the price fluctuates up and down, you haven't lost or gained anything. It's only until you convert it into fiat, that's when you're selling it. That's when you gain the price increase or decrease, right? So for example, if I send this Bitcoin to my XAPO card, right, what XAPO does is, and for those who haven't got an XAPO card or Zappo card or whatever you want, when you and I didn't know this until when I first did it, right? In your account, you'll have multiple wallets. You'll have a frozen wallet, which is like another. It's similar to Coinbase, where they have like a secure wallet within it, right? So you can transfer your money into that secure wallet, and it has more security attached to that wallet, secure wallet, right? But when you transfer Bitcoin to the default wallet in XAPO, I thought you had to convert it to US dollars, because there's a function in XAPO that converts it from Bitcoin to USD. So this is what I did. I converted my Bitcoin into USD, and then I went to the ATM machine and I couldn't get anything out, because what I did was I had all the Bitcoin, I converted all to USD. I went and tried to withdraw the money out of the ATM, and it wouldn't let me. So I thought, there's something wrong here. So then I went back to XAPO, sent them a message, and they said to me, once you send the Bitcoin directly to your default wallet, so I send one Bitcoin from Coin Payments, and I send one Bitcoin, and I send it to my XAPO wallet. Once it sits in your default wallet, you don't have to do anything. You can go straight to the ATM machine and you can withdraw the Bitcoin out. You don't have to do anything or change it to fiat or nothing. What happens is, once you go to the ATM and punch and put the amount that you want to withdraw, and then you take it out, simultaneously what XAPO will do is hit you with a fee. I think it's about 3% plus some transaction fees, but they'll also do the conversion in real time for you, and obviously give you the money in your local currency wherever you are in the world. Go to an ATM, pull it out with Visa, right? Doesn't matter what currency, but it'll figure it out as you take out the money, based on your currency and the price of Bitcoin at the point in time. So if the price goes up, Bitcoin goes up, go and withdraw the money. If you're thinking of, if it's already sitting in your Bitcoin, if it's already sitting in your XAPO wallet, right? But you don't have to convert it or anything. It's just straight Bitcoin, take it out, blah, 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 right? So those who are using XAPO, just know that. You just switch the Bitcoin in, happy days. You don't have to do anything. But be aware of the price of Bitcoin, and be aware of the fees, because they're gonna charge you those fees. What I normally do is I just put the Bitcoin to XAPO. Then once I see the price of Bitcoin go up, when I had those huge spikes about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where it jumped from, say, 1,000 USD to 1,100 USD, within 2 or 3 days it jumped over 100 USD. I went straight to the ATM machine and I took out some money, and I literally make an extra $100 on just waiting 2 or 3 days, because the Bitcoin was still the same in my account, but the price had already increased, and when I took it out from the ATM machine, I got more money for it. So can you see where I'm getting at? Only when you sell it is when you sell it on the price of the day. Make sure it's above what you bought it at. Write it down on a bit of paper. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you picked up a few tips on building your rev share, a few things about cryptocurrency. If you're using XAPO, do the switch it straight over. Don't bother about converting it. And if you're into that sort of thing and want to know how money works and how corrupt the American government is, but then again, it's not just the American government. The politicians are just puppets to who's really controlling it. and in this video that shows you who's really controlling it. Well, they don't really know who it is, but they have a fair idea of who's actually really controlling, pulling all the purse strings, and it's not the politicians, right? And I think that's why they're scared of Trump. Now that Trump's come in, he wants the little guy to he brings jobs, and he wants the little guy to the American dream. That's what he wants to recreate. So it'll be very interesting on how far he gets with that, because once someone or anyone starts to piss off the elites, that's when they start taking these people out, right? And they've done it with governments. They've gone into different countries, created coups, assassinations, plane crashes, and this guy goes through how it all did and how they actually orchestrated this stuff. And I tell you what, it's an eye-opener, right? And it makes you really think who the terrorists, right? So with that said, thanks for watching, guys. Always, again, my local peeps are always watching. So if you're watching this on YouTube, that's how they do it, mate. Denver, that is how they create slavery. They use debt to create slavery, right? Modern day slavery right now is created through debt, right? So watch this video, it's really interesting. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm trying to stop this video. Any more questions before I cut it off? Can XAPO card accept Coinbase withdrawal? Yes, in the sense of what you've got to do is you got to log into your XAPO account. You have to transfer the funds first, Michael, right? So log into your XAPO card account, click on your wallet, right? Don't copy and paste the actual wallet address. What you have to do is you have to click on the wallet address first, then it'll open up a new pop-up, then copy and paste it, and then go into Coinbase, send the funds to that wallet address. Once the Bitcoin has cleared and it goes into your XAPO card, then you can go into the ATM machine and pull out the money, but it will automatically do that conversion on the fly from Bitcoin to your local currency. You don't have to do anything else. It'll just go to the default wallet as Bitcoin. So, but you can't take out Bitcoin from your Coinbase into your card. You first have to obviously transfer it to XAPO wallet. Then you can use your XAPO card to withdraw it at your XAPO account. So yeah, pretty much it, guys. Do you fund MPCA same way you fund MPA? Jeremy, yes, I do. I use Coin Payments for all my wallets. The reason why I do that is because it's automated, right? And I've got payments coming in and out of all my rev shares all the time. So that's how I manage it, right? If I've got them going to Coin Payments and all that sort of stuff, I can't manage it that well. When you create your wallet address in Coin Payments, right? You can create unlimited wallet addresses in Coin Payments under deposit. Just go to wallets. Once you get to the wallet screen, the top section will be Bitcoin. Go to the right hand side and you'll see a drop down menu. Click on deposit, right? And that'll pull up your wallets for Bitcoin, right? Scroll down and create a new wallet. You can create unlimited wallets, doesn't matter. They're not temporary, they never expire. Once you create a wallet address, it never expires. So in Coin Payments, you can create another wallet address and then you can add a note to it, all right? Call it My24. Then create another wallet, call it MPA. Then create another wallet and call it MPCA. And then create whatever rev share you're in, right? Create a new wallet address and add a note to it, and that is your deposit address. Now take that wallet address and log into your RevShare and put it into your profile, meaning when you do a withdrawal, that wallet, it'll go into that wallet address, right, which will go into your Coin Payments account. But when it shows up into your Coin Payments account, if you go into transaction history and you click on deposits and your deposits from your transaction history, it'll tell you what the amount is, what the transaction string is, and because you've put a note on that wallet address, you will know where it's from. Okay, so you can go into your deposit history and you can see all your payments come through, and because you segregated and you created a new wallet address for each RevShare, you will know where each payment is from. What if you open multiple accounts at MPA or MPCA and My24? If you open multiple accounts, you get banned, right? One account per RevShare, all right? Just do it, follow the rules. My24 does not allow any type of multiple accounts, no spouses, no multiple accounts in the same household. You cannot have you and your wife living in the household. You cannot have your wife under you. Same with MPCA, you cannot have you and have your wife under you. It has to be under admin. If you have, on a special occasion, you want to do the business, this is for MPCA, if you want to do the business and your wife wants to do the business too, happy days, you can do that, but your wife has to be under admin, right? And because of the special arrangements, obviously, you know, you're going to live together, right? You're not going to live apart. You just need to send a support ticket into MPCA administration and say that you are at the same IP address. You know, you use the same internet connection, your username, same computer to log in to click your ads. So you click your ads, you log out, then your wife's going to log in and click the ads, right? And explain to them that you've got your own account, but your wife is under admin, and send a support ticket. And because of the living arrangements, they'll most likely make an exception, provided that you are under your own username and your wife is under administration. Cannot be under you, right? Yes, I can use the same IP address from home, yes, but again, your wife can, or your partner cannot be under you, has to be under admin. And send them a support ticket, because just to explain, and there's no issues. I don't think there'll be any issues. In fact, I've heard there'll be no issues as long as the administration, as long as you're not stacking, bro. It's all sweet. My24, I don't know how that works. I know definitely with MPCA. So My24, I don't know if they allow the same IP address. They definitely do not allow stacking. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you got some value, and I'll see you in the next live stream. Catch you later.